Welcome back, everyone, to Piney Plays the Lore Master, and we are back here with Elron to find out what our next mission is.
A strange fate brings you hither.
I would wish you to remain here away from the troubles of the world, but alas, the enemy does not rest, and so neither can we. Angmar grows in power with each passing day, and without a means to stem its evil, we have no hope of winning this war. Speak with Aragorn. He waits for you in one of the guest rooms along the road that winds up the southern slope of the Vale of Imladris. So we need to speak with Aragorn, find out what he wants. And while we do that, I need to actually decide where will I go next. Will we go to Angmar, or will I choose differently? Hello there, Aragorn. You needed to speak with me?
Will you stay a moment? I must speak with you.
Hail and well met, Pine Wolf. It is well that you have come. This morning a falcon arrived bearing a message for me from Estildin, the hidden refuge of my people in the North Downs. It would appear that another such bird came to Estildin from the north, gravely wounded, bearing a message from one of my kinsmen we had believed long dead. I know little more, for the message to me was brief. But Dervoon has asked me to come at once. My time here is short, and I cannot return now to confer with my people. My path lies to the south and to the east. Will you go to Estildin in my stead and learn what tidings we have here? Speak with Dervoon, for it was he who sent the message to me. I fear that the news is grave, for Cornir has deemed lost years ago when his captain Golidir disobeyed my edict and took a company north into Angmar. They were never heard from again. It is a joy that Cornir lives, but what kept him from contacting me until now? Good question. Let's go and find out. Hello there. Are you Darvoon?
Greetings.
Welcome, Pine Wolf. Did Aragorn not come with you? Alas, but that is fell news. Well, there is naught that can be done with that now. You will have to do. Are you prepared for a long, dark journey? It is through Ram Duath into Angmar that I must send you. Oh, that's a fun place to go. Perhaps I should start at the beginning. Many years ago, one of our captains, a man by the name of Golidir, desired to enter into the realm of Angmar, for he had heard rumor that the descendants of the ancient hillmen of Ruadar had made for themselves a home there and began again to multiply. He suspected also that a shadow had come again into Carndum, for fell creatures began to spread southward into the North Downs. Aragorn forbade any set to go there, for that land still had an ill name, though it has been barren for hundreds of years. Nevertheless, Golidir gathered those who would go with him and passed out into our memory, until a few weeks ago. A wounded falcon arrived, bearing a message from Cornir, one of Golidir's company, stating that he had been dwelling in a place called Alkhair, a village of the hillmen somewhere north of Ram Duath. Will you go there and speak with Cornir? The urgency of this message makes me fear that what has come to pass. I deem we have not yet seen the darkest of times. Oh, aren't you a bright ray of sunshine? Well then, I suppose it's time for us to head up north and head into Angmar. Oh, that looks like a nice, joyous gate to enter. Do I really have to go through there? Actually, I think there is another pass right over there that I have to enter. And I think that's good news, because when they say Fell Gate, Yeah. We have arrived in Alkhairi.
Will you be sojourning here?
I'll be sojourning here. I just hope I don't have to be pronouncing here all that often. Boy, I thought I was finished with all those hard names when they took care of the Nazgul. Hello there.
I would speak with you, Selfnon.
I do not know you, stranger, and it is my my tribal duty, to know all those who come into these lands. If you come in friendship and are strong of body and spirit, you have nothing to fear. Present yourself to our chieftain, Crannog, and he will find a femme for you to perform. If you are weak or dull-minded, there is no place for you here. Travel south into the lands of the soft, or go north and find some place to die. Crannog's ruling seat is here in Alkhairi, west of the settlement's central island. I withhold my greeting until you have been accepted by Crannog and have a femme of your own to perform. Oh, whoop-de-doo. That's quite a greeting to get. Maybe he'll know where Cornier is? Yes, after I perform my femme, most likely. Greetings, Crannog, chieftain of this village.
You are a stranger to these lands.
You have come to Alkhairi, but you are not one of us. You are a man of the south. If you wish to be counted a friend of the Trev Galorg, you must undertake a tribal duty. A femme. I may have such a task for you. Of course, don't they always?
Would you lend me a moment of your time?
All who call themselves Trev Galorg must have a purpose. That purpose is their femme. If you have no femme, you are no Trev Galorg, and no friend to us. Prove yourself worthy of being called a friend of the Trev Galorg of Alkhairi. I will give you such a femme if you do all that I ask of you. It is the place of a chieftain to direct his people to do great things, even in the face of danger, and many dangers are arrayed against Alkhairi. Torquil, Ryth, and Obzile will tell you of some of these. You will aid them in facing these evils, and you will return to me when your first challenge is met. If you are to prove yourself to me, you must prove yourself first to my people. Oh, yippity-doo. See if I can find these people. That's the first test, to find this Torquil.
There are many urgent matters to discuss.
And which urgent matter do you wish to discuss with me now? My brothers were great warriors, and they gained such honor in battle against the Trev Duvardine and the orcs of Angmar. They spoke highly of them, and both women and men called them mighty. But even the mightiest man can be felled by a single arrow loosed from hiding, and so it was with my brothers. Orcs beset them by the cave of Morfiel, and they were defeated. I have petitioned Crannog for vengeance, and now he sees fit to unleash you upon the orcs in my stead. I hope you are worthy, for if your strength is found lacking, it will go poorly for you. The entrance to Morfiel is in Fossa Claran, east of Alkhairi. Defeat orcs in and around the cave, and make them pay for the deaths of my brothers. Right. Going to this land. No, apparently, yes, the lands are soft. Yes. Soft weather. Soft sheets. Soft consonants. Hello there. Let's see. Osbiel. Our chieftain is testing you, Southron. If you are stout of heart, you will prove yourself worthy. If you are not, I do not lie when I say that coming here would be your greatest mistake. Some days past, I was surprised by a pair of wargs among the foothills north of Alkhaire. They are vicious, dangerous creatures, and my escape was made more difficult by my refusal to lead the pair by straight paths into the settlement. But this I could not do. Alright, so I need to kill wargs. Well, I still need to kill 52 wargs anyway in order to finish this deed. I don't think I'll quite get to 52, but alright, I'll kill 8 for you, alright? Fine. And if I kill a few more for the deed, I'm sure they won't complain. Hello there, Rife.
The Iron Crown is a looming threat.
Alright, Iron Crown, looming threat. Noted. The Trev Durvedane press us at every opportunity, Pine Wolf. We must oppose them with all of our strength. But still Crannog insists on caution. Caution! The Trev Durvedane serve the commanders of Angmar now, and they carry their tokens. In return for their bondage, the Trev Durvedane have been given the fortress city of Tor Gaelvin. We must take these tokens from them and show them that the Trev Galorg will not stand for such betrayal. The fortress of Tor Gaelvin stands on the northeastward of Alkhaire. Travel there and wrest skull amulets and bloodstone pendants from the traitors who now live in that place. Return to me with those tokens, and I will tell Crannog of your efforts on behalf of the Trevgalorg. Alright, well, these are nice, simple tasks. Hello there, you don't look like you're from these parts. You wouldn't have to be Coroneer.
How can I be of service?
And who are you? Ah, nay, it matters not. All that matters is that you have come. Matters are grave, and we have need of any assistance we can muster. These good people are beset on all sides by the tyrants of Angmar, who now gather a mighty army to march south and crush the elves of Gondor between their hammer and the anvil of Mordor. Time grows short, and we must act quickly if we are to hinder the shadow of Angmar. Appropriate phrasing, because the Shadow of Angmar is the original subtitle to this game, and of course each of the expansions had their own name, their own subtitle to go with it, but the Shadows of Angmar was the base set's subtitle. Perhaps I should tell you something of our long story. When we first came onto Alkhaire, the hillmen were suspicious of us, but not overtly hostile. Gollidir quickly earned their respect, for he was a great captain amongst us, and was able to inspire the heart. We learned that the hillmen were under the oppression of a remnant of Angmar that had returned to Cair Doom from over the Misty Mountains. But worse, a sorcerer much likened to the Witch King of old had also come into the evil city. The hillmen called this sorcerer the False King, for they knew well that the Witch King himself could never return to Angmar. Gollidir determined that this steward of Angmar had to be stopped before he could gather strength in the north. He gathered together as many of the hillmen as would follow him and journeyed east into the rest of his companions, believing that Angmar was not yet strong enough to withstand a united front. I was left behind to take word to Estildine in the event the expedition failed, which it did. Do you wish to hear more? Oh, why not? Because this looks like it's going to be a nice, cheery story.
Greetings.
So you would know how this strategy came to be? In truth, I know not. I do not know whether it was through some machinations of the false king, or whether it was purely an evil chance, but our march was brought to an abrupt end. As we marched east, we found ourselves confronted by a vale filled with terrible statues. Ramas du Leon, the hillman called it. That some spirit of evil vigilance abode in the stones there was no doubt, for we could all feel the oppression of them. It was here that Golidir bade me remain. As the host passed through the stone, it became clear why the hillmen feared the valley so. When the last few men crossed Ramas del Luon, the watching stones threw forth a terrible malaise of oppression, such that those men caught within it were stricken dead by the weight of it upon their hearts. I tried to pass the stones, but could not. Golidir bade me remain, and so I did. Days turned to months, then years, and still Golidir did not return. I knew I should have returned at once to Estildine, but I could not abandon my captain. I tried vainly to cross the Ramas du Deluon until my very spirit was broken within me. At last I sent the message to Estildine, which brought you hither. We must learn the secret of Ramas Deluon, Pine Wolf. Perhaps one of the many lesser stones which litter this land, especially near the camps of the Angmar and Hillmen, will reveal that secret. Go to one of these lesser watching stones, and take a rubbing of the runes upon the base. Beware the fell and deadly stones, for they have too terrible a power. Alright, so take a rubbing of a lesser watching stone near a camp of the enemy, which is just as well that I am heading to one of the camps of the enemy. What a nice, fun coincidence. It gave me blank parchment and charcoal. Alright, I suppose that will come in handy for that. That will come in handy would be a path leading me into this place. Ah, nice, clear path. Yeah, that can't go wrong in any way. Oh, look, a nice, wonderful, beautiful land. No leaves upon the trees. Well, of course, when you consider what time of the year it must be, it's probably November. We are way up north, certainly a lot further north probably than Rivendell is, and Rivendell is much more sheltered than this place, so therefore, yeah, of course trees will be bare. It's wintry. I know no snow yet, but probably a relatively dry area, so therefore not when it gets too much snow. But this is where we need to go, into this nice, wonderful place to land in order to do all of these tasks. And that's what we're going to do in the next episode of Piney Plays, the Lore Master.